What's up guys, John from ketobars.com. Thank you for joining me on my channel, First Time Founder, where today we have a very special episode where I review empathy wine. Let's see, good shot there. So usually I just talk about everything keto bars related and business stuff and entrepreneurship. And the people that have been following me, you guys know that, man, maybe 4 or 5 months ago that I worked out a deal with Gary Vaynerchuk and his team at VaynerMedia on Molly and I attending one of their classes. It's called the 4Ds class. I did another review on that, so you can check that out if you look at the other videos that I've done. Anyway, the long story short is we ordered over 500 bottles of wine, and Molly and I got to go to an event, right? That's the short of it. So we've been anxiously waiting for this wine to show up. It's coming in 3 different deliveries. So we knew some was coming now, some will come later this summer, and more in the fall. And it goes rosé now, white in the summer, and the red in the fall. Well, we had a pretty big delivery this week where we had 13 cases of wine show up. That's why it's my background. That's actually not even all of it. I just couldn't fit it on the tables. I thought they might collapse. So there's actually like 4 more cases over there. It's kind of everywhere. Honestly, I was holding out on giving it out to my employees until I made this video, so today will be a nice day for them. Anyway, so I just wanted to do a review. The funny thing is that I don't have a lot of experience reviewing wine, and I'm not comfortable, like I don't even understand the rating system. It seems like I've never seen anything rated below like an 80 something, and of course 100 is the max. So it's kind of a weird scale. I don't feel like I'm in a very strong position to tell people like what this rates. So I spent some time thinking about it, and there is something that I do know, and that is I'm a big fan of cars. I follow a ton of YouTube channels, and one of my favorite ones is Doug Demuro. He's a famous car YouTube reviewer, and the interesting thing that he does is what's called a Doug score. So I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna give the empathy wine a Doug score. So let's start by just tasting it. I poured some into my decanter here a little bit ago. Let me get it in my glass. I'll do what Gary would call a sniffy sniff. And they did provide a card, probably for the newbies, and which includes me, but with some smelling notes and tasting notes. Presumably they're pretty accurate, but let's see. Yeah, I agree. I agree on the watermelon smell the most. I agree on the pineapple-y. For me, the pineapple-y flavor comes through a lot. The other thing that was on the nose, I get a little bit of, if you ever had Canada Dry cranberry ginger ale, there's like a tiny bit of that. It's good. I like it. This is oh, I better like it, right? I have a lot of it, and we're gonna be drinking it for a long time. Yeah, that's good. So, ooh, yeah, I'm excited to share this. This is an exciting thing for me. All this wine. It's the right season. So whatever. Now on to the Doug score. So the funny part is that it's broken into 2 categories, and each category has 5 parts to it. So again, this is for reviewing cars, but you know, I took some liberties here. So let's start out with the weekend score. The first thing is the styling. So here's the bottle. I would say it's a nice bottle. It's certainly clean and simple. The cork says a couple things on it. Give without expectation, certainly that's on theme with the name empathy. There's a heart on top, and there is a QR code on the back, so that's kind of cool. On the other side, if you took off the label, the bottle isn't especially significant, pretty standard bottle, so I'm gonna give it a 6 on styling. Acceleration, well, that's a little bit of hard transition for wine. So what I did is, this is Doug Demuro. This is not me, by the way. Make sure I'm in focus. Anything that can do 0 to 60 in under 7 seconds gets more than a 1. I already timed a bottle going in here, but I'll do another one for the video. I timed it at like 8 something earlier, so unfortunately it gets a 1 on acceleration. Tough one. All right, handling. So for handling, I wanted to look at the viscosity of it. How's it holding up? Obviously it's a light wine. It doesn't have, it's definitely not watery. We're getting some legs on here, but it's certainly not really coating the glass like something like a port would or other fortified wines. So we're giving the handling a 7. Fun factor. All right, well, so the fun factor is high here, especially when compared to like red or white. Rosé is just a little more exciting. It's the right time of year. To me, rosé, and specifically this rosé, it just says like, I'm kind of ready to party. I'm ready for the spring. I'm ready for the sunshine. So I'm giving fun factor an 8, solid score. The cool factor. Cool factor's high, right? So you got Gary Vaynerchuk, he's the guy behind it, and he's never been hotter than he is now. He started in the wine industry, so he's got a lot of experience here, but he's most famous now for being an entrepreneur and of course interacting with like celebrities, and he's got an agency, so he's always hanging out with professional athletes and stuff. So yeah, the cool factor's high, and I gave it a 9. That gives it a total weekend score of a 32. Now onto the daily scores. Features. All right. So as previously mentioned, the bottle has a QR code on the back, which isn't showing up well, but I did watch the video, and it's a really cool 12-minute video on kind of how Empathy Wines came about, and it's definitely worth a watch. It's really cool. Coincidentally, I've also, because I went up with Molly for a day to New York City, I've met Nate and John, the other 2 guys, the other 2 co-founders with Gary, and they're like super nice guys, super passionate, and I don't know, that feature is really, really cool. The other really neat thing is if you sign up for Empathy's subscription where you get 3 cases a year, so you would have got a case of this rosé, a case of the white, and a case of the red. If you sign up for that, it also comes with access to Nora, who is their sommelier. And it doesn't come with personal access because I believe she's in New York City, but you get email and text messaging access to her. And honestly, it's been really, really cool. I've hit her up numerous times, take a picture of a menu, take a picture of a couple bottles, tell her what you're gonna have for dinner that night, ask her what she would recommend. The other thing that I've used a lot is when I find a wine that I really like, but the store doesn't have it, or I can't find it online anymore, I just text it to her and I'm like, hey, this is what I was drinking, I loved it, is there anything similar? And she's given me really good recommendations. So as far as features go, this is like the cutting edge stuff. I don't know that anyone that's doing anything more than this in wine, so it gets a 10. 10 out of 10 on features. Comfort. Comfort to me, when it comes to wine, is kind of on the opposite end, or can be on the opposite end of fun factor. Definitely with cars, those tend to be opposites. If I were in a cabin and it was snowing and I had the fire going, this is probably not the appropriate wine, probably not the thing that I'd want. I'd want a really strong red, something with a lot of alcohol in it. So when it comes to comfort, I'm only giving this a 4. Quality. All right, so the quality is high. This is essentially one of their main pitches. They went direct to the growers, and they include some really cool information with the wine that you'll have to order it yourself to see it. You can't read it here, but there's just no doubt. It's from the right areas in California. They know a ton about wine, so they went to the right people, the right places. They got the right grapes. So no doubt, the quality is extremely high, and they were never going to skimp on that. As a startup venture, like, quality has to be your #1 thing. So I'm giving that an 8. The practicality. All right, practicality is a tough one. I had this delivered to my front door, which is extremely practical and really nice. On the other end, You can't go to the store and buy it. You can only order it from them. So if you wanted a bottle tonight, you couldn't go to the store and get it. You'd have to order it online, so then you'd have to wait. And another huge negative is that it's not available in every state. So of course, you know, the United States, we have weird liquor laws, and every state is different. Well, I'm in Pennsylvania, and ours rules apparently let them ship it directly to me, but I know some states don't qualify. So from a practicality standpoint, you know, I gave it a 5, somewhere in the middle. Value. The value, it's easy. Their entire pitch, along with the quality, is the idea that they're cutting out the whole middleman, and they're delivering a super high quality wine that hasn't been, that they don't inflate the price just to get it in the store. There's no distribution center and retailer that has to make the profit. So you're cutting out a bunch of the middlemen. They say that this is the equivalent of a $40 bottle of wine. And you can get it if you buy, again, their largest subscription. You're getting it for $20 a bottle, shipped, like delivered to your door. So the value, you know, of course that's high. I gave that a 9. It's really good. So that gives us a total Doug score of 68. And I know that in the wine world, if you saw a wine that was rated 68, that would seem terrible. Again, I've never even seen wines rated like below 80 something, but this is the car world that I just rated this on, the Doug Demuro car world. And I'll tell you what, a 68 is a very good score when it comes to that. I jumped on his website to see which other cars also scored a 68. The Rolls-Royce Cullinan and Phantom, the Mercedes-Benz AMG GTR, the Ford GT, and it's actually 1 point higher than the Bugatti Veyron. So, when it comes to car ratings, a 68 is exactly what you need. Anyway, thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this review, which is, I realize it's partially a joke, but it was my best way to have fun with it. If you enjoyed this content, I'd love it if you subscribe to my channel. If not, no worries. I'll catch you guys some other time. See ya.